Hello everyone, welcome to Bevins Bricks, and give me just a minute while I set a few things up. I just kind of decided to randomly jump on and do a live stream since I was working on some of the lighting here. I thought some people might be interested in seeing what I have going on and what I'm doing. And I did not prep everything, so it takes me just a minute to get everything set up. Hey, how you doing, Johan or Johan? Figured I would do an early stream because I know a lot of people don't get a chance to catch a lot of my streams, and I haven't been streaming a lot lately, so thought this would be a nice way to kind of catch up on a few things. Hey, how you doing, Bricks After Work? Paul Bot, NX Purge, hello, hello. And I think there we go. Do believe we have everything set up now. Anyway, what I was doing the other day, I started doing this. This is my gas station mock, and I've kind of got a few things pulled apart because I am trying to finish up some of the lighting. I even did a few little finishing touches for the gas sign and such to kind of go with some of the common problems we're having today with prices of gas. But where did I put, there they are. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and light up this Mills plate. If I can get all the parts here, I don't want those. I need my Mills lights, there they are. But I want to get this sign lit up because it's going to be a little bit fragile, being that it's over here in the corner. We're going to light that up, and then we're going to bring our other strip over to here, and we're going to run our wire up and through the gas station. Just to show you, I did some really basic interior design in the gas station. I've got the cooler, I've got a coffee pot, and some random snacks over there. I've got the cashier's desk, and then I'm even going to put in this little dude here, which is supposed to be like potato chips and snacks and stuff. And I'm going to be popping that in inside of here once I get everything kind of randomly placed. Papa's Bricks, hey, how you doing, buddy? But anyway, let's start with getting some of this straightened out. So let me get these out of the bag. And then we're going to try and wire up this little dude here. And that gives me two. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking, these are the Mills plate lights from Blinky Bricks. For those, I'm sure I talk about this all the time, so most people are probably already aware of what I have there and what I typically use. But what we're going to do, and that's part of one of the things I want to kind of discuss. I know I don't probably talk about it a lot. A lot of the things that I design when I'm designing them, I always try to keep lighting as something that's in my head. Even if I'm not doing it that minute, I try to think about how I'm going to be lighting stuff up when I build it. And with that, I'm going to show you here in a second. When I do my signs and such, like on this particular building here, I made sure, this got a little tangled up here, let's see. I always try to make sure that I have a path for the lights. There we go. And I know this might be a boring stream for some people, because not everybody wants to see lighting. But that is one of the things that I personally specialize in. There we go, I got both of those straightened out. Anyway, now let me show you. I already have, the reason I used this, let me pop it off, is because when you're using these particular bricks, they have that little hollow channel that's down inside of them. And that's why I just straightened both of these out, because the first thing I got to do is I've got to take these and try and get them all the way up and through here. And before I do that, that's something else I do want to say. Some people are frown on it, but I do drill holes in my jumper plates. And I do that because it does make wiring easier. But the first thing I got to do here is get them through. There we go. So that we got that guy through, and then we take these and try and slide them all the way up through the pole. There they are. So now we got our wires up and through the pole. Now what I'm going to do, and I want to show you this. This is a 1x2 brick. This is Technic brick. And then it's got that little star piece in the middle. And the reason that I'm using that, just to show you, because you can put a bar in that, and the bar will hold it, but it still leaves a little gap around the outside of it, which allows you, as I'm going to show you, so we can slide our LED through here. Then you can push it up towards that gap. And look at that. That lets us still have plenty of room for that LED, so we don't have to worry about that LED getting damaged, the wires getting damaged, or anything like that. Yes, it is a very good soggy day. You're absolutely right, Steve. Steve lives in Michigan here where I'm at as well, so he knows that our weather sucks today, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. Steve says, come into the light. Butthead, come into the light. But now that I got that, let me get 2 clip pieces and then some, let's see, do I want to use clear? Yeah, we're going to use clear lights on that. Let me get those. And Steve is another one of those people like me that is trying to illuminate everything, which he hasn't started yet, but he's like me. He tries to think ahead because he plans on doing it in the future, so he's been doing a lot of building too, to get that kind of look and thing going on. But anyway, all I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take my clip, and then we pop our LED. And excuse me guys, because I can't see crap, so I can't see your comments while I'm doing this. We're going to take that, get him down in there, and pop him in. So now that gives us one light for one side of the sign. And something else I do want to show you when you're doing your lighting, when you put your LEDs, because these are naked LEDs, and I'm hoping this is visible. I always bring the wire off to the corner, and the reason I do that off to the corner is because this is a round plate, and with that being a round stud that's going inside of there, and that one didn't go in quite the way I wanted to. With that being the round stud that's in the center of that though, it allows for wire to stick out of the side. There, I think that's more centered. And it doesn't pinch the wire when you put the brick down on top of it, or the plate in this particular situation. So anyway, that's got that one. So now let's do the other side. And then we'll pull all of our slack back. So again, take it, pull it to the top. Put your bar in. Again, you have plenty of slack. Take your clip, and I hope my head's not getting in the way. Put your clip on the top. And then we just slide the slack back in there, come over to the corner, take our plate, pop it down on there. And now that we have that, we're going to pull all of our slack back. And the wire now will be in between these bricks. And that keeps everything nice and hidden. And then how I actually attached the paid portion of the sign to the top of this is I put 2 jumper plates. And we're going to test this and make sure that it lights and all that good stuff too before we go too far. And we put this guy up and we put him on the center, so that gives us our little light pole. And we're going to slide our jumper plate all the way up there, up and into the center. And now let's plug it in and test it and make sure that it is lighting. Now the LEDs are not going to be as bright as they normally would, and it's because the batteries in this are kind of on the dying side, but it'll still give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Let me get these plugged together. So that is now how that sign will be. So those are going to be shining up on the sign. So when I get this placed, this is going to be over here on the corner. So let's get that in place. Hey, Brick Sergeant, how you doing? Brickets, or Brickety and Klotzy. Hello to Germany, my friend. DZ Studios, hey, what's up? Paul Bot says, for those that are new, please be patient. And thank you, I appreciate that, Paul. Sean Burr says, just stopping in to say hi, and hello, Sean. DZ says, nice music, thank you. Paul Bot says, please make sure to mash that like button, and thank you so much for plugging the channel, Paul. Crooks says, just stop by to say hi. And I caught up to everybody. Anyway, now let's finish putting this dude onto here. And now this is where it's going to get a little goofy. It's like I showed everybody, I was trying to kind of talk about it in the last stream. It's part of the reason why I'm using these new plates now, is because I can pull all this apart. And this is going to flop around and bust around and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I don't expect it to stay fully connected. I already know it's not going to stay fully connected. And thank you so much, Art Claxton, for being a member for 7 months. But all I do now is I pull that wire down and around the corner. But I want to leave, and there it is, I want to leave one plug sticking out the side. Now when I bring these wires in like this, just to kind of keep stuff where I want it to be, so to speak. And you know what, I'm going to let this hang out a little bit and let it come down and go through the plate. What I will do is I just take some 1x4s, doesn't really matter, and just pop them to hold the wire kind of down and in place. So we want it to kind of be not too messy. So we're just kind of what I call training the wire, if you will. Hold that down. And the biggest thing you got to do is you want to try and keep all the wire kind of together. You got these little pockets in the bottom, and you want to make sure that your plugs stay in those pockets, is the point that I'm trying to reiterate here. So we're going to hold this piece right here now. Now I'm going to pop up these next ones because I'm going to have to get the wire over to here. But now that we've got that, I should be able to take this dude, hold him down. We can put that sign back up. Whoop. And like I said, as long as I'm messing with this, this is not going to stay. Once it's placed in the city, it'll stay, but for now, I'm just gonna lay it back down until I get everything placed. So otherwise, I'll be bumping it and resetting it all the time. And thank you so much, Brick Sergeant. Brick Sergeant just donated $2. Very kind, my friend. Yes, these are working lights. And thank you so much, Brick Nerd 500. Anyway, now let's get this wire, because this is where, for those that didn't watch the last stream, this is where the building's gonna go. So let me get this one pulled up. I'm just going to train the wire to kind of come over here. We're going to kind of hold it in place. And I'm going to put this plate down on top of it. So now we've got that back in its place. We're going to put this here and lock that back down. And now here's where we're going to start lighting up the building. And this is what I was talking about in the last stream. These holes are perfect for passing your plugs through. And what we have here, I already started kind of wiring up the building. So the first thing that I need to do is I got to pull this refrigeration unit out of here. So let's see if I can get that out in one piece. And it's not cooperating quite the way I wanted it to. So let's do it something different. Let's pop it out the bottom. It worked better if I do it this way. Because what I'm trying to do is make a spot where I can bring my wire up, and I want it to come up behind, there we go. I want it to come up behind this refrigerator. So now what we're going to be taking here, and let me disconnect this for a minute. So I want this to get trained down and through. So that's going to be up like that. So I'm just holding this kind of down and in place so I can see where I'm going to go. And I want to come in between these two plates with my plug. So we're going to set this down. And again, we're going to be training the wire. So we're just going to push that apart just a little bit to get our plug up and through there. There we go. And that should let us put our refrigerator back together. Which it does. And now we should be able to take this, we're going to see anyway, and bring it up and in like so. And I will come back to the comments momentarily, guys, after I get this all kind of popped in place. There we go. And now that we have that little plug there, this is the next thing, what I was telling you guys with the plate, because this plate goes here. That's what holds the building into place. Now that I know that, I want this to go through this plug hole, because again, these plates have a hole. And how far out do I want that? Actually, I want that in this hole. And I need my little screwdriver. Actually, you know what I want? And I will come back as soon as I get my glasses back on, so I can see what you guys are asking. You just got to give it a little bit of pressure and they'll pop through. There it goes. So now we have our plug through to the bottom of the plate, and then we're going to be able to connect it to the sign. So now let me get that set together. After I get these put back on, we can squeeze that guy down. And that needed to have a plate. And we're going to test this as soon as I get this all together too. You know what? I need a pair of, or you know what? This might work. There we go. This is the tedious part if you're going to be doing Lego lighting, is trying to get all your plugs and stuff to connect together. And I think there we go. We should be able to lay that to the side to train it, as I like to call it. And before I push anything together though, let's double check that I did it right. And yes, I did do it right. So everything does have the lights coming on, just so you can see. Now that I got my glasses back on for a minute, Brick Nerd 500 says these are working neat, just subbed, and again, thank you so much. I think I already read that, but just wanted to make sure. Rob Penny says, good afternoon, Batman. Looking forward to using those plates. Add lights to add lights to his Lego. Once you add lights to the first thing, you get hooked. You are absolutely correct, my friend. I don't recommend, don't get me wrong, I love lighting, and I think everybody should do it, but I don't recommend it for those that have a very close or tight budget they have to work with. because man, these get expensive quickly. I typically, just to show you something, because I try to make sure I point that out, I do use two different products. The white wire is from Brickloot, the black wire is from Blinky Bricks. And I use their two products just to kind of throw it out there, just to show you. Because again, Brickloot and Blinky Bricks. I use their two products. Number one, they're interchangeable. They work one another or with one another. So you won't have any problems with, what's the word I'm looking for? Either way, you won't have any problems with interconnecting them between the two systems. Both systems work great. But the other thing is like for me, there's times that I'll do my own lighting, but then there's times that I just prefer to buy it, which I've got a lot of both of their products. And part of it is just because it saves time. It is cheaper to buy the parts and make them yourself, but it's very time consuming doing all the soldering work and all that. And as far as from what I've seen anyway, Blinky Bricks and Brickloot are the two cheapest products, and they are also the highest quality that I found, and they intermingle, and that's why I always focus on using those two. Living the Lego Life says, hey Daryl, good to see you. It's been a while since I caught a live stream. Finally managed to catch up on the commission job last week. So it looks awesome, buddy. And thank you so much, Living the Lego Life. I appreciate that, my friend. Mayo Hasco says, did somebody say Mayo? Hey, how you doing, Mayo? And hello, Small Bricksville. How you doing, buddy? And Ben Campbell, compatibility. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. They are compatible. Yes, 100% compatible with each other. Anyway, now that we have that, let's get this situated. This, my intention, I hope I have enough wire anyway, was to put it right there. Let's just make sure that is going to work. The next thing that I'm thinking about doing is putting, let's see, if we do that, I almost feel like, let's take that back off for just a second. Let's put it this way instead. It might light it up a little better. Oh yeah, that's much better. We're gonna put the light that way. Okay, now that I know I have that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, again, just kind of train the wire a little bit, because we don't really want to have the wire totally visible. So in order to do that, I always like to try and take and hold some of the wire out of the way. Just by simply putting a plate on it, it kind of keeps it up from coming down and getting in the way. Now we're going to slide that through the hole. It'll be easier if I just do this, I think. There we go. So now that brings that piece up. Should be able to lock this down now. Oh, you know what? The original set had a gray line right here, and I was wondering, do you guys think I should put the gray line back? Because I was debating that, and it would just be gray from here to here is how the original set was done. And thank you so much, Aaron DeLilo, Axle Plate. Hello, hello. And I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking, Aaron. He says, how are you? Dobie, the next gas station I'm going to be doing is another, because this is an old set, and then I have another set that's even older than this that came with a gas station. I'm going to be modifying that one next, so I probably will be trying to add a car wash to that next gas station. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking, Lego Joe. Thank you, Aaron. He says this is going to look great in your city. Just to show you again, this is the lighted sign. Again, I'm just going to leave that laying down until I'm done. Now that we have that, though, Paul Bott says no gray line, looks good as is. Brick Sergeant says, see how it looks. You know, it can't hurt. Brickinista says, hello, thanks for the content and telling us about the products. I have tried brick stuff, but always found it too fragile. That's how I feel. I'm not a fan of brick stuff. Not only that, brick stuff is probably the most expensive product out there. And I can't promote them. To me, I really don't like their products at all. I think they're expensive, and I think they're poor quality. And I won't buy their products because they've actually contacted me wanting me to I'm just going to do the gray real quick so you guys can see it. Wanting me to try their products and promote them a little bit, and I'm weird that way. I can't promote something that I personally won't purchase and don't believe in, so I had to turn them down on that. But it is what it is. I don't want to promote something that I think somebody else wouldn't like. So if I don't like it, you're not going to like it, is how I look at it. And like I said, it's a real quick change, just to show you guys. Trying to get that locked back in. I don't know why this corner is not wanting to go down. There it goes. Anyway, just so you guys can see, that is with the gray line. That's, like I said, that's how the original set went. And thank you so much, Aaron. He says, love the lights. And thank you so much, Damien Esprit. Hello. He says, I love the city. So what do you guys think, though? Better with the gray line or better solid white? Because I don't know. The original set did have that gray line above the doors. And that's why I was kind of thinking about, I'm hoping, let's see, do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough. I was kind of thinking about putting that gray line in it just so that way it still stays in style. Let me get the light out of the way. So it still stays in style with the original set, because that is how the original set was with the gray line. I don't know, I kind of like it. I think it adds a little bit more character to the building. Just to show you something else, I do have a light on the back door as well. Ben says he likes it either way. And thank you. And that. I think I might keep it. Because I really don't think it looks bad with the gray line. Let's tuck this wire in a little better. And again, bear with me, guys. Working with the lighting and the wiring and all that is a bit tedious. I got this one wire that doesn't want to cooperate with me. There it went. There we go. Much better. Paul says it looks good either way. Rob says penny matches the vertical grays, and that's what I was thinking. We're going to stay with it. We're going to run with it, guys. Now let's put the pièce de résistance on. Now in my last stream, I was talking about I was going to put a fire suppression system on the roof of the gas station. And apparently the gas stations that I used to work on were all very old. And here's the reason that I bring that up. There is no requirement or anything for fire suppression, so I decided just to put some lines on the top of it just to give it that graded look, kind of. But there are no requirements for fire suppression systems, so I decided to not incorporate that with my particular gas station. But we're going to take this, if I can get it to lock back in. And there we go. So now that gives us our roof. Why does that not look? I got it in the wrong holes. Pop that back off. There we go. Trying to make sure I lined it up correctly. Anyway, that gives that. And I'm going to bring the camera down momentarily, but let me get the canopy plugged together. And then this is basically done, guys. I got to do some detail work once I get it placed into the city, out and around it, but this is pretty much it. And there we have it, one gas station. Let me bring the tripod down so you guys can see it. And then the next thing I want to start working on is a dealership. But that kind of gives you the, you know what, I guess I need to bring it down a little bit more. There we go. And I'll even kill the lights a little bit just so you can see it a little better. I hope that makes it stand out a little more. But that's what we're going to run with, I think. I'm not super happy because what's happening is with the white here, it kind of washes out the numbers for the pricing a little bit. But I think all in all, and again, I do have a backlight above the rear exit door of the gas station, so just to give it a little another added touch of realty. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Thank you, Papa's Bricks. Brick Sergeant says it looks outstanding. And the wire's not too much viewable, I don't think. And thank you, Ben Campbell says it's all kinds of awesome. There was a lot of really interesting techniques that went into building this due to the fact that this is a 45-degree front. But I tell you what, guys, and I know a lot of people hate them and give a lot of hate to them, but these new road plates, I'm sorry, they are the absolute, they're the best in the world. The reason I say that is because I use this for my parking area on my dealership. And the more that I'm playing with these, because I also do these with brick built, or instead of doing brick built roads, I have done roads with these. And I really, really, really love these plates. They add so much different detail and flexibility, specifically when it comes to lighting and such. And thank you so much, Papa's Bricks. And he says, hey, I'll hit that like button. And Papa's Bricks has been a member for 9 months. Brick Kenny says, looks fantastic. Steve Weiser says it looks great. Damien says it looks awesome. And I really appreciate that, guys. And then Brick Canistas says, this is amazing. The lighting really makes it pop. Again, thank you so much, guys. And of course, Paul has to complain about my pig pen around me. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to call this particular build done. I'm going to get this over into the city. And I think what we're going to do, I'll probably try and make a video on this either for later today or tomorrow, just to show everybody and get a better view of it, because I know in the stream it doesn't exactly pop as well as I would like it to. But we're calling this building done though, guys. And we're going to move on to another one, because I am on a mission to try and get as much illuminated, as much filled in, and as much built as I possibly can in my city. And I'm doing things like this. You know what I actually think I might do? Because I started on, let me think. Do I want to, oh, well, let me see what I got over on the table. Let me get this scooted over and get it placed. And Papa's Bricks, thank you so much. Papa, oh, dude, I just realized I thought it was $1.99. It's $19.99. Holy crap, man. Thank you, Papa's Bricks. That was awesome of you, buddy. Very, very awesome of you. I really appreciate that. And he says, love it, man. And thanks, I really do. I appreciate that, buddy. And let's get this placed. And you know what? I forgot, I wasn't thinking. I can honestly, I do believe, switch the camera so you guys can see its actual placement. So give me 1 second and I will walk back. And we will switch that camera over. Now, the camera quality down at this end is not going to be stellar, but it'll at least give you an idea. Let me relocate this one camera first. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see it anyway. And my table, per usual, is a complete pigsty, so excuse that as well. And again, dude, thank you so much, Papa's Bricks. There we go. So this way now you guys can kind of see. Maybe just a little Paul Bot. But just to give you guys kind of an idea. And like I said, I know the camera quality over here isn't as good as the other cameras, but just to bring it up some. And I hope that makes it kind of tolerable so you can see what's going on anyway. Here's what I'm doing, because I still got to put a road piece in here. So that's going to be the road. I've got to put my schoolhouse that I built back over here. Even though I'm not happy with the schoolhouse, I'm going to rework it and do some stuff with it. But for now, I'm just going to use the building just to fill. But we're going to have the school here, have a parking lot. This is a road. This is a road. So now we have this gas station. I'm going to put the Ford dealership that I want to build in this spot right here. This is where the Chevy dealership is going to stay. And then I'm going to be putting another gas station right over here. And then what I was originally going to do is I have a set that I want to build to put right in here. I was going to make a restaurant. And I thought, you know what? I have all these buildings sitting around my city that I never used. So I thought, why not do, because I'm really liking how these plates are coming along. I'm going to make another plate for the Pizza Hut, and I'm going to make this entire corner Pizza Hut, and then I'm going to put a big billboard sign just so you can see it a little bit. I'm going to put that Pizza Hut sign up at the corner over here. So when I come over here and I'm looking at it, you'll have that angle where you're looking at the city, and you'll see the Octane, Pizza Hut, Ford, Chevy, and all these different signs over here with the illumination. And I feel like it'll give it a more natural and realistic appearance is what I'm hoping for anyway. Well, I have Lego on the floor everywhere, man. Just to show you really quickly, because I can. That is a bin of Lego that I've never sorted. And when I'm having a hard time finding a part, I dump it onto the floor just so I can take it and go through it to see if I can find the pieces that I need. And just to show you something else really quickly, I think I've got everything hooked up now where I can just flip a switch. And most of this is illuminated now. Mind you, I do still have to attach these other buildings over here because my gas station and my Chevy dealership are lit up, so you can't see those yet, but I now have this one whole corner anyway, 100% lit, and I just got to start working on getting everything wired through to get all that stuff illuminated. So I'm really happy. And then something I haven't done a video on yet, over there, I took the police station and I've done some minor tweaks to it, and I think it just really came alive. Ben Campbell, no, that truck is an old Speed Champion 6-wide truck. I'm not sure. I was thinking Shell, Brick Sergeant. He's asking what kind of gas stations, Shell or 76. I'm thinking Shell. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Bricks by Marco. Brick Sergeant says the thunderstorm. Absolutely. Damien says I'm eating pizza. That sounds like a really good lunch. But anyway, I hope that kind of gives you guys an idea of what my plan of attack is and how I think things are going to come. Something else I can tell you, though, just to kind of point out, is that, because these buildings are illuminated, or these two buildings are lit up anyway. This building I got to work on next. But these are supposed to, and it's quite simply because I still got to do some more work to them, but those actually go back there. This road gets scooted all the way over, and then I have Ghostbusters house that I still have to fill with lights. That's going to be going here, and then my convention center. So I know I showed a video just recently because that's lit up now as well. And right here is the footprint of where that convention center is going to go. So if I can just get that dealership, the Pizza Hut, and the school all done, and then these 4 houses, I'll have this whole half of the table fully illuminated and put together. And that's where my big push is right now. Falcon says unsorted Lego bin, a place to vent and hunt pieces. Absolutely. Anyway, let me get back over to the build table, guys. Trying to head over there. Figure I'll let everything be seen there for a minute so that way Paul can cringe at the mess that's over there. You know what, it doesn't matter because once I come over here, Paul gets to see all this nice mess too. Let me raise some of this back up just a little bit and get this located to where I'm building. Now to start on the dealership, the first thing I'm going to do is I got to get some plates. And you have a great day as well, Brickanista. No, I didn't. I got to go back, and that's why I said, though, I'm starting at the one end of the table and slowly working that way. But the train station will get lit up, yes. But it is not lit up yet. Gary Prozer, how are you? That's, like I said, I'm pushing really hard for it too, Gary. He says it's really starting to take shape and fantastic. Because that's my ultimate goal. I mean, I would love to have the whole table covered by the end of the year. But to be perfectly honest, I would be happy if I at least had half of the table covered and finished by the end of the year, as far as lighting and everything. And this should be the footprint size. Oh no, I want you to be able to see it, Paul. It gives you something to complain about. Let me just double check that that is the size that I want to go for this dealership. I thought it was 2.5 plates. 1, 2.5. Yep, that is the right size. Now let me grab my dark gray road plate pieces, because we got to start with those for filling it up and figuring out where we're going to be putting it and all that good stuff. Yeah, Steve, all the connectors I have, I'm in the exact same scenario, buddy. Mine are all wore out too. So we're going to be doing, let's see, let me get, I need my 2x2 plates. What I was looking at doing, because I have 2 connectors and they were fine, but the thing is, from them sitting in, I don't know, it's just, the problem is the insulation that's on those old connectors is just blowing out, is the nicest way to say it. But I'm going to try and take that apart or see what I can do to replace it with something that it won't be so bad, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. No, I'm leaving that on the edge because that is part of the open part of the parking lot, and I'm doing that because it's an easy spot for me to peel up. The building's going to be over here. So no, I want that to stay on the end like that, just for the fact of getting ease of access to that particular plate. 5. Trying to get my bearings down. And this is all you need for your plates underneath. You really don't have to put anything in the middle, even though I most likely will. These are a pretty strong plate. And then what I will do, and like I said again, you really don't need to. Is just go ahead and line. I should be able to eyeball that. Just eyeball it, that'll go good enough. So that'll give us this side, just to give us an idea. Why do I almost feel like, hold on, I really don't need that. I felt like it was only a plate and I almost feel like I'm making it too big, but maybe I'm not. 1, 2.5, no? Okay. Sitting here putting that together, it looks like it's way bigger than my other dealership, but no, this is the same size base. The exact same size. Falcon W is asking, is it cheaper to make the more shallow Mills plates? These, if that's what you're asking about, yes, it is considerably cheaper to do this over brick built. When I initially started doing all my, and don't get me wrong, I intend on keeping all my brick-built roads. I just think they look better because I can add more detail to them. But if you're just trying to go basics, why doesn't that look right? Oh, that's right. If you're just trying to go basics, I would stick with these for your roads. And the reason that I say that this is probably the cheapest way to do roads or parking lots or whatever, it really doesn't matter. When you buy one of those road plate kits, because typically, I want to say they're still on sale. I haven't looked in a while, but I bought like 30 of them back. They were on sale for like $11 in the middle of the year last year or so. So I bought 30 of these particular kits. And each one of those road kits comes with 5 of these, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, it might be 4, but I thought it was 5 of these. But anyway, one of those kits, for me anyway, because again, I got them for, it was $10.99, so it was, we'll say $12 after taxes. I can make 2.5 road plates with each box. So you buy 2 boxes and you can make 5 road plates with these. And I mean, it's cheap, in my opinion, as you can possibly imagine, compared to the brick-built roads where you're probably looking at closer to one 32 by 32 square of a brick-built road. You're probably looking at close to the neighborhood of about $32, $36 or something like that. Where doing the brick-built or these for the roads, you're looking at something more along the lines of, we'll say $15, $16, somewhere around there for a road section. So it's cost-wise, it's about half as much to go this way with the roads or whatever. I hope that makes sense anyway. Steve was saying just found, oh, I already read that. Steve was also saying, I love my brick-built roads, but yes, they're, like I said, they're insanely expensive. And again, I love my roads. They allow me to add depth and detail and a lot of different things. But these, to me, are one of the best alternative solutions as far as cost effectiveness and all that type of thing. And it's still, because just to show you guys, because I do like to give examples, because I have built roads out of these as well. And I just want to show you, because you can still add detail with a road that's made with these, just to show you. So this would be a dual intersection type of road scenario. And I make 2 different versions. To me, I found this version to be better. And the reason I liked this version better is I offset the 8 by 16 plate, and it allows for your crosswalks to have a more proper situation or way that it's set. But not only that, you can still just take some plates out and you can still add what looks like potholes, chuck holes, whatever, to the plate. So you can still add detail to these. It's just, you can't do like what I do in my city. When you're coming up to a railroad crossing or whatever, I actually will have the railroad sign built into the plate. Mind you, you can do it if you buy the 8 by 16s that are like this. So you could just build that piece into that and then slide it in. So there are ways you can still add the detail. It just, it can get a bit of a pain, I guess would be the nicest way to put it. But these are a really, really, really great alternative, and it is a Mills plate. Just to show you, it is built in Mills fashion. So this is another great way to do the roads without having, and that one's popping apart, without having the huge expense of the brick-built roads. But I still personally prefer, myself anyway, the brick-built roads over those plate roads. But it's all a matter of preference, like with anything. Whatever works best for the individual builder is what I always recommend that they do. And we'll get that there, put this guy here, and that one, I had someone donate a bunch of these to me, and that one's got a mark on it. And something else just to show you, and some people might think I'm crazy, but just to keep everything nice and shiny and pretty when it comes to this, or even your brick-built roads, one thing that I use that some people, I don't know if some people might even frown upon it, but I use Armor All. I think Armor All actually helps protect your pieces, and it gives it a really nice clean shine. And yes, I am a car guy, so that's probably why I don't mind using the Armor All, but that's just, it's something that I use on the Lego. I've never seen it damage or hurt the Lego, so to me, I don't see anything wrong with using it. Let's scoot that way. Now, I'm debating if I want to use these or if I just want to do the brick for underneath. This is going to be the main portion of the building right here. Falcon says he loves the slanted curbs as he is mobility limited, and to me, I mean, every city has those, the slopes on the sidewalks and whatnot. So to me, that is how I look at it when I'm building, is I am trying to make it handicap accessible. No, I knew what you meant, Falcon. Trust me, if you were ever in Discord and saw me typing comments to people, you would understand that, as Paul Bot likes to lovingly say, he calls it Bevins, because I'm constantly misspelling stuff as I type. Anyway, though, trying to decide how do I want to do this. The reason I'm leaving this here is because that's going to be the service area, and I want the service area to be the same height as this. But I'm thinking about plating this out. Let's go ahead and plate it out. That's how I did the last one. So let's pop these back off. We'll brick this in. And then because I'm doing that, actually, what I'll do on the edge, I know what I'll do. We will take, I have a surplus of them anyway. We'll just build them up with the red. That way it's all intermingled and interconnected, all that good stuff. And we'll plate over top of it. And that'll give me that. And hello to Holland, my friend, John Von Dersey. I hope I said that correctly. It depends on the building. The last dealership that I did, what I did is, because this was the very edge, I bring it up through these plates. Even with this, because once I come up this side, I just run the wire in through there, and then I bring it back down and out the bottom through there. And that way the wire, because underneath these, I will tell you right now, Brick Sergeant, because he's asking how do you get the wire into the building. On my other dealership, the underside of all these plates looks horrendous. There is a ton of wire underneath all of those plates. But that's one of the nice things about building stuff with this, or doing it in this manner and fashion anyway, is you can have that wire mess and nobody's aware of it because you can't see it. It's hidden in the plate. And that's, you know, that's one of the big advantages. And I always laugh because there's so many people after I started making all these Mills plate videos, and they were going really popular. There's so many people now that are all of a sudden, oh yeah, Mills, and they're making tons and tons of videos on them. But they really don't understand all the benefits of them. And I always laugh when I see a lot of these videos, because it's like, you don't even know why you're doing it. You're just doing it because it's a new trend. But the biggest selling point for me, and the biggest reason I started doing Mills, was because of the benefits of lighting. And that is quite simply the exact reason why I did it. I mean, it gives you a stronger base. That is another key thing that you do have to make sure that you pay attention to. The strong base is a game changer. But the big, oh, you know what? These are supposed to be over one. The game changer for me, though, besides the strong base, is the ability to hide all of your wire. And that, in and of itself, is my reason for wanting to go Mills, because my intention has always been to illuminate my entire city. and with the Mills plates, I can do that in a way that I feel looks professional, because I don't like it. Most people anyway, when you see them doing their cities, they look horrendous when they light them up, because they can only show you the front. If you look at the back sides of their cities, they are absolute garbage. There's wire everywhere and it looks hideous. And I did not want to have a city and illuminate it if I couldn't make it somewhat attractive. And there again, that is why I went to the Mills, was quite simply for the hiding of the wire. That was my personal biggest reason for switching over to it. But again, these are unbelievably strong. They make moving buildings around. I mean, there's a ton of benefits to them, but for me, the lighting was the biggest reason that I changed. And let me finish getting these in here, and then we will tile over this. And we will do it with this, or do I want to do, you know what, let's go light gray. We'll use light gray on that. And I still have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, Brick Productions. Oh, sweet. Papa's Bricks is at the tattoo parlor. He says he's sitting at the chair getting ready to get his Lego Superman and Wonder Woman tattoo done. And I can't wait to see it, dude, because that tattoo was looking freaking amazing. Let me put it this way, it already looked good, so if you're getting the finishing work on it, it's going to look amazing when you're done. And hello to Holland, if I didn't say that already, my friend. And even though, like I said, I'm building this because I do intend on lighting it up, and it will be getting lit up, I still like to go through and make my buildings first. And then after I make the building, and I know it's probably counterproductive, but I don't really have an exact idea in my head as to how I'm going to illuminate the building. So my first and foremost primary goal is to get the building up, get it covered, get it filled in on a manner and fashion that I feel is good, and then I always come back and then rip it up and then start fishing my wires through it, just like I did with the gas station that you guys just saw. And I want, you know what, those are in a bin right here. This is going to be for the walls on the dealership. And again, I'm just trying to kind of get a feel for where it's going to go. And I know I just showed you guys my Bricklink haul yesterday, and that Bricklink haul was these pieces, and I bought a bunch of them. I got 100 of them. And I think that is what I'm going to go with. For those that haven't saw that Lego haul, let me see if I can find that picture real quick so I can show you. John says, I have a complete Lego production haul behind you. Yeah, I do have a lot of Lego behind me. I'm going to show you guys the dealership, though, if you didn't see that video. Was it Jack Demmer? I think was Jack Demmer was one of the ones. If I can get, I'm trying to get the picture up. That'll give you guys an idea. Screen share, there it is. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, this is the look that I'm kind of going for with this particular dealership I'm going to be building. So that was the reasoning, because as you can see, like looking at these windows to me, I'm going to be using 1x4x6s for these windows. And if you notice, there is a plate above it that is 2 studs in my opinion, because it's right in the middle of the next window. So I'm looking at this as a 2x6 plate, and this is my 1x4x6 window frame. So I'm hoping that'll kind of give you an idea and an understanding of what I'm about to do and why I'm doing it. So let me just get kind of a basic build going here first. And let me show you what I mean. We're going to be using, I have the other window open so I can see the dealership. We're going to be using gray window frames. As soon as I get these. So we're going to do the facade with the gray window frames. And they actually have a row, trying to look. Well, let's get our basic structure going. Let me just rip some of this open, just so I can have an idea in my own head. I'm thinking 6. We might bring that back 2. So let's start with this. And I'll be putting the glass in a moment. So if we do a 6 window there, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, let's just start from this end. This is going to be the service bay. Now, again, mind you, I am not trying to perfectly mimic the building itself, but I do want it to resemble a Ford dealer. I might want to go just a little bit. Let's do that. And give me one moment. I will come back to the comments, because right now I got my other window open. And I need a 2x2. test. Sorry about that, guys. Should be back online now. And I don't know why, because I did check my batteries before I started, and it showed I had 3 bars, so that should not have happened. I apologize for that, though. Anyway, so, what I'm after is, again, I'm trying to get the overlap here. So here's what I'm going to do for now, and I'm just trying to get a feel right now, guys. And this is kind of how I get my feel for when I'm doing buildings, is I just rough it up like this. So this is my first attempt at a rough up. And you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's put brick. Do I want to do, well, let's see. If I do, oh, that's awesome. You just bought, Still Saber says just bought 2 of the dark. And I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
You have no sound.
Yes, I do. No, I just bought some batteries actually today that hopefully won't allow that to happen anymore. I'm sure it'll always end up happening at some point, though. I think that's what I need. But yes, the batteries that well, I guess it is a full brick. So if I do, because that's a black, let's see. Give me 1 second. Again, I'm trying to match that building. I will show you guys the building again here momentarily. And that just fell. And I'm looking for dark, there we go, dark blue gray. Because looking at that, it's dark, it's a small dark blue gray edge underneath. So I want that. How dangerous is it for a pedestrian to do my Lego lighting setups? I don't see any danger in it at all. At least I don't think it's dangerous. I do also want to point out I am an electrician by trade. But there is no danger in it at all. I mean, the biggest thing, like I try to remind people, is number one, you have to have the correct resistor sizes. Well, let me take that back. Depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. If you're doing it in the manner and method where you're buying the products that I recommend, which is Blinky Bricks and Brick Loop, there's nothing to worry about at all. The only main thing you have to consider or remember, keep in mind as you're doing it, is you don't want to exceed, depending on the USB port that you're plugging it into, you don't want to exceed 50 LEDs on a, give me 1 second. You don't want to exceed 50 LEDs on one plug if it is a 2.0, and you don't want to exceed 100 LEDs on one plug if it is a 3.0 USB plug. And I think I'm liking that look. That's not going to work. Man, did I run out of 1x2 plates or tiles? I think I did. Well, doesn't that suck? Oh, don't worry, nobody's ever late. You arrived precisely when you wanted to, my friend. And I'm going to just bring this down so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm going for. At least I hope you can kind of see that. Because I'm trying to, just to show you, I'm trying to kind of match up that appearance on the front of those Ford buildings like that. And that's why I'm going with the gray there. And then what I'm going to look at doing is coming this way with the next piece. So with that, I need a couple more of these. No, but the thing is those Rayovacs were free. That's why I'm using them. That is honestly the only reason I'm using those. Now that I'm looking at that, so give me 1 second, guys. I'm kind of staring at that and trying to get a little bit of a feel. So that's going to go that way. It's going to go that way. And the verticals, but I want it out. That'll be I think I'm liking that. We'll see here in a minute once I get it roughed up. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate that. Let me do. Vincent said he looks already looking like Jack Demmer. We have to expand this, but I don't want it to be out too far, so I need 2 more plates. That should be about that height. And then I want some more of these. No, I'm using 2x6 still for those as well. You could go 2x4 though. And I need I want to keep the height the same. I want that dark gray line to appear on the bottom. Just to give you guys an idea. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm going to have to do a Ford sticker or something up here is what I'm thinking. And I'm going to do another quick modification. And again, this is just the rough mock-up. I still have a lot of other things I'm going to have to do when I finally get to the point of building it. It should be, let's see. So with that, I got to come out 2 more plates. I will come back to the comments momentarily here, guys. I think I like that. It's giving me that texture that I'm after. I might, which they only have 2 rows, I might add another row of windows though to bring that up a little higher. Because I feel like this needs to be about 3 bricks higher, this whole row. Let me close out my window so I can see the comments a little better, guys. Doodle-doo. Paul, that's already my intention, was building it out. No, I'm not going to use that because, again, I am trying to mimic the appearance of an existing building and just trying to show you guys again. And I know it's not a very good image, but these are wide and long that way, and these are wide and long that way. Now, really, to make this end piece look better, I'd have to go thicker because these should be 2x6s as well sideways, but they're not. And I really, in the middle, I should have 1x6s instead of 2x6s. But beggars can't be you know, it's I guess what I'm trying to say is I still have certain limits, and I'm not trying to go over the top with it, but I am trying to kind of mimic the texture of this particular building. I don't see any really, I have a better picture on my phone, but to kind of give you guys an idea. And that, again, just to show you, now this is another different building, but you can't see the lines there. But just to show you, there's that gray extension piece, and that's why I'm not recessing it. It's extended out, just like I did it. And let me come back and I'll show you exactly what I mean. There's that dark line that is extending out, and that's, again, what I'm trying to mimic and follow through and look as close to a Ford dealer as possible. Now, keep in mind that the images that I'm looking at are Jack Demmer. There are a lot of different, I like Briarwood Ford, there's a bunch of different Ford dealers, and they all kind of have this similar pattern. And that's all I'm trying to do, is kind of mimic that pattern the best I could. And hello, Jonathan. How are you, my friend? And Papa's Brick says the dealership could be called BB City Ford. Actually, that's not a bad idea, Papa's Bricks. I like that. I'm kind of thinking, because again, I'm trying to keep the size small too. So that's something else that everybody's got to kind of try and keep in mind. Let me try and see. They actually have a dark row of brick. One, two. So if I added, trying to think on the piece math. It's a plate. So let's take this back off for a minute. And adding, so I want to keep that. Let me get some windows. Isn't that how it always goes? I could have swore I had 1x4x3 in light blue gray, and I do not see them. I have red, I have black, I have blue, I have white. Dark blue gray. 6, 7. Well, son of a gun. No, I'm not doing 1x4x6. And no, I don't have 1x4x3. That's what I was just looking for. Not in this color is the problem. You know what? Even though that is light gray, if I go dark gray, keep the door down. Let's see. I'm gonna try something real quick. It'll add a little contrast to the building anyway. I don't need that. I think. If we pull these off now. As far as scale, I really don't know what scale Lego would be considered. It depends on how you build. Part of the problem with Lego is if you're going to try to build it in a scale fashion, you can't go off minifig. And that is typically what people refer to, like what you see I'm doing right now. I'm building this to minifig scale. And minifig scale is, to be perfectly blatant, is what I call a bastard size. And I say that because the minifigs, if you were to try and build things to true minifig scale, everything would be huge. And it really doesn't conform to any specific scale because the way and the shape of the minifig, it totally screws everything up. Anyway, now that I've got that, if we do, so now I can take, and this should go that way, and this, which was my preferred original method. 2, 1, 2. That'll give me that. I need, let's just pull this back off for a minute. I think that looks more in line, but I think I'm still going to adjust it another teeny bit in a minute. And this, I think that's more in line. See, I almost, now if you're looking at Jack Demmer's actual website, what they've honestly done, here's another version I think I can run with. I'm going to do this side differently because honestly that would probably look more right. They, then trying one more. I think I like the dark. I agree with you, Paul. I think I like the dark contrast better. Thank you, Vincent. 396. He says it's going to look amazing once illuminated. Ronald Weasley. Hey, how you doing? Well, what I'm probably gonna end up doing is putting a blue logo of some sort here. It'll probably end up being a sticker, to be perfectly honest. Just like I want to have something printed. Actually, it would come all the way down here because I'm gonna have a service entry door. But I want to have, and that needs to move. I just realized that. It's kind of in the way. There we go. Because this is actually going to come all the way over to this edge. This is going to be a service roll-up door, just like I did with the Chevy dealer. And then I want to try and put lettering right here for some type of dealership anyway. Yeah, I agree, LJ. He says dark much better. Dale says go back to dark. Yeah, I agree. So I was trying to kind of match up the picture because and I wish I could show it a little better. I can't zoom it in as it gets further away when I do it. But there's a dark row and then a light row and then it's the window frame and then that. But me personally, building it up close, I'm just not feeling it. I like this side better. Much, much better. I think the contrast stands out better. But here's another little ditty that can be done. No, we're just going to leave it that way. As I said, there's another little trick you can do to make it look a little more unique, but I think I like it better this way, so we're just going to leave it that way. And yeah, I think that this works. This works much better. Get on there. Now the next problem I have is I have to figure out what I'm going to do for the service. I don't know if I have enough roll up pieces. Because I used a bunch on my Chevy dealer already. It's not going to stop me from building though, so we're just going to move forward. I only have a couple. I'm going to have to order a batch. Especially now that Lego has their new website going, I can get a bunch of these. In a couple different colors, as a matter of fact. But for now, just to give me it should be 8 wide. I really don't even need the door for now. And if I'm going to do that, so it's going to go there. And that'll give me I have another thought for that too. I honestly, Jonathan, I haven't bought. He's asking if anybody else is experiencing terrible cut stickers from Lego these days. I haven't been buying a lot of sets here lately, so I really, sadly, I don't have an opinion on that because I really haven't been buying a lot. So bear with me 1 second, guys. Hey, Peanut Lee, how you doing? John Vaccaro says I'd say maybe one more row of brick under the window. You talking about with this style or the other style? Paul S. was saying haven't been able to watch a stream in a minute. I kind of quit doing streams there for a little bit, my friend. I've been swamped lately. It's the best thing I can say, but I'm trying to get back to a few things. And Ronald Weasley, hello. Dale said go back to the dark side. I think I got all the comments there anyway. One of the changes I think I'm already seeing I'm going to have to make. I have to kind of flub something together, so bear with me. I call it flubbing it together just so I can get an idea. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then it would be 1, 2, right? So that's 8 wide. So yes, so that can come back. Nope, I want to go. Excuse me. Again, this is just me trying to get a generalized feel. And what will be neat about that, I think anyway, at least that wasn't little pieces. And hello to Germany, my friend. Well, that's not good. Jonathan was saying his stickers for a Speed Champion Corvette are the worst he's ever seen. And Steichen Eck, I hope I said your name correctly. Hello to Germany, my friend. John Vaccaro was saying like a knee wall. I was thinking that, and I still got to build this stuff out as well, my friend. John was saying yes, the style I have now. Let's see. So that'll keep that door hidden. And what I'm thinking, because I want to keep that 2x2. I think that's going to allow that. Looking at it. Tell you what I'm going to do just to kind of piece it. I ain't building it yet. So should be able to. Mind you, there'll be a service roll-up door there. This is the part about roughing up that sucks sometimes because it's really fragile when you're roughing it up. But it gives you a better perspective. There. I think that's the look I'm going to go with, guys. Now the rough part is going to be finishing the rest of the building. The sides of the building, when you look at the dealership itself, really aren't that attractive. Do I know by memory where all the pieces are in my storage bins? I have a really good idea. A lot of it, though, is quite simply because my sorting techniques. Everything is sorted by part. So the only thing that's in this bin right here is 2x4s and 2x3 tiles. So that in and of itself makes things really easy for me to locate, because I know how I've sorted is how I'm able to know what I have. The thing is, I don't know how many pieces I have. Let me put it that way. I just know where the pieces are. But yeah, I think this is the look I'm gonna go for, guys. I'm thinking that's it. I think I like it. I need to get some 1x2s to bring that out. And thank you, John. Still Saber 1790 says, hey Daryl, you should build a used car dealership and have it display all the older cars, Lego car sets from, say, the 90s. That would be kind of different, wouldn't it? And Zil Joggy, good evening to you. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Now keep in mind, this is the dealership sign that will be like the Chevy dealer out in front of the dealer. So this will be on a pole somewhere up over here. I want to put a name here, and I want to get a Ford logo to go in the center here. Sorry, I was checking in with the boss. Yeah, I think I like that. And then we'll tile this in. I am going to need to get the roll-up pieces for the door, because that's what I'm going to use for the door. No, I'm keeping it the way that I have it. And the reason I'm keeping it the way that I have it is because it allows me to keep the 2x2s on either end. Mishmash Minded says looks good, and thank you so much, my friend. Nope, like I said, I think that's right where it's going to stay. That would leave a small gap. I might have to think about that. Once I start tearing into it with the actual build process, some things might even change a little. Let me look at something really quickly, because if I come that way on this side, and I'm just trying to size at the moment, so I could do a 4. I would ask for it, because plywood right now, man, is insane, Steve. And hey, Gillick Bricks, how are you? It would have to be that way because of And that'll give me 2x2. Yep, I think that's how we're going to keep it. That'll be 2x4s, that'll be 2x2s, this will be 2x6s. Thank you, LJ. Anyway, that gives me my rough up for my forge now. I don't know, I still might do some minor alterations. I'm still thinking it. I like it, but I don't know, I still might tweak it. I like it though. I will say this, it's 4 wider than I anticipated. I didn't want it to be that wide. If I... no, if I do that, that'll screw everything. I was trying to think of how, so if I did like what LJ was saying and made this a 2x2, that would bring it down. It would bring me down 2 studs, but then the problem I have with that is I need to take 2 studs out, which if I made this a 1x-wall, I could allow for that. So I could put 1x6 here, I could leave these there, and then these could be 1x6s in the center like the actual building. I plan on having a trans blue. It depends, I have to look at the parts. I'm not sure what's all available, to be honest with you. But I would probably go with a blue or black. Oh, I definitely will have a Mustang, because I have the original Speed Champions Mustangs. I have the green one, which is a 65. Which is supposed to be a 65 anyway. And then I have the newer one, which is supposed to be a 2005, I think. Paul says I like Angelville Ford myself. Steve says Bevins Ford sounds excellent. Actually, Paul, you know what? It's going to be a matter of what can I fit. It's what's going to, really what it's going to boil down to. And I'm going to have to put some thought into the lettering. It's going to be blue lettering. I never really put thought into the lettering. I'm going to have to put some thought into the lettering now. Anyway, though, guys, I need to take a break. I need to go get something to eat. It is, because it's been almost 2 hours anyway. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to try and stream again later on today, tonight. And I say that because, as Steve knows, it is some garbage weather here today. So to me, it's the perfect day to come out here and try and get caught up on some of my build ideas. And yo, hey, how you doing, Jack Schlepperon? But anyway, though, guys, like I said, I am going to go ahead and end the stream here with my famous, beautiful bean footage. Because I do need to go get something to eat, and I hope everybody else gets something to eat too. But before going, let me give a very special thank you to all the people that have supported the stream and have donated during the stream, as I really do appreciate it. It's very awesome of you guys. And I'm going to start by saying very special thank you to Brick Sargent, Papa's Bricks, and we have some new subscribers, John Van Der Zee, and we have, well, I wouldn't say they're new members, but Art Claxton has been a member for 7 months, and Papa's Bricks has been a member for 9 months. But again, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. I will check out things, yes, fixed or repaired daily, and do you know what Chevy stands for? I'm sorry, it's not Chevy, it's GMC, God's Mechanical Curse. But anyway, I know a ton of those, but anyway, on that note, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. I will be on later on the night, so I hope you guys check back then, and we will see you soon. Everybody have a blessed day.